they're not only people, but they're artists, you know, and each artist, they have their own techniques in painting or creating or sculpting their own masterpiece. And for me, this is how I do it. I do it differently than other people. You can actually, you know, build your career around it. Like your career could be like, you could just have a video of you just eating bananas all day and and you can just become like an overnight celebrity. Kind of like that homeless guy, Ted Williams. I mean, he's a good example, and I can just go on.
It's about being first, obviously. The first to do
I think
these
it's
videos.
about being innovative, not necessarily first, because you can be the first, but you just have to innovate it. It doesn't necessarily mean making it better, but putting a flair to it, putting a personality and a style that makes it more engaging to the audience. And I think I was able to achieve that, and I was very lucky to be one of the first to do that. So that's probably why I received so many positive comments and reviews and everything.
Where do you find your inspiration? You know, every week when you have to do a video, how do you come up with all those ideas?
A lot of it comes from my readers, of course. Just everyday inspiration, like, you know, I went to the MoMA and I saw the Tim Burton thing. I'm driving home and I see a beautiful sunset and I want to recreate it on my eyes, or it's everything. You just, for me, I have to be more open with my senses. I have to open my ears, open my eyes, and just be really well aware of my environment and everything that's going on.
Describe the process of how you do one of your videos. Like, how long does it take?
It depends. If I'm just doing like an everyday, like my recent video, the romantic look, it took me probably 25 minutes to film it. And to edit, it probably takes me half a day to edit everything, because I do it on my own. And then to script it, I write down the script and then I do the voiceover. So roughly like 2 solid days.
Do you know the voiceover before you do the makeup, or you do the makeup first and then you
I do the makeup first and then I do voiceovers.
And you edit everything. Are you self-taught?
I am. You know what's funny? I just sat down, I had my laptop in front of me, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to figure this out, so I just did it.
And what program do you use?
I just use iMovie. People think I use all these crazy programs. I'm like, I just use iMovie. I just keep it really simple. I try not to overcomplicate it. But maybe I'll move up to Final Cut, and we'll see.
No, trust me, I'm there with you. And what camera do you use?
I'm using the Canon 5D. But before I was using like some Canon handheld camcorder, and before that I used my webcam.
And what about the lighting? Because you seem so well lit all the time.
When I first started, I would only use either my lighting in my bathroom, which is really well lit, or the sunlight. But recently I bought like professional lighting, and it's helped a lot, because now I don't have to wait for the sun to come up. I can just film like at 5 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning if I wanted to.
Do you film at those times?
I do. I think like artistic people, or just people who are really creative, we work best at odd hours, because we're so like we're like nocturnal creatures. We just don't have a regular schedule like most people. And I think there was a scientific study where it showed that most people who are really creative, they're more creative at night than during the daytime.
Whatever works, right? For someone who hasn't been around forever like you, how can they stand out?
It's really hard, I won't lie.
Yeah.
It's very hard, and I think the best way to stand out is to build a really good, solid relationship with people who've already stood out. Because if you have too many fishes in the sea, like how can the viewers pick through that? I mean, they just go through the most popular people, and that's how it's easier that way. But it's definitely not impossible. I mean, you just have to be, like I said, innovative and different.
And would you say it's just a non-stop job? Are you non-stop with this? You seem pretty balanced.
It's you know what's funny though? It's like YouTube is, or just the audience on YouTube, I always call it the beast. You have to keep feeding the beast.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, if you don't, the beast, they grow more hungry and they grow more irritable. And it's not a bad thing. It's because they feel so connected with the person. We're not celebrities. We're real people connecting with real people. So it's different. It's a different relationship. But like we're more like friends, brothers, and sisters to the audience, rather than a celebrity who are more like idols.
How do you continue to engage with your audience consistently?
Using all medias, like using all social networks, Facebook, Twitter, everything, YouTube, and just connecting with my audience and replying and responding and showing that I'm listening. So let's say they don't like something, I'll change it.
That seems to be something. Find your niche. Find that one thing. You don't need to be able to do everything.
No. I think if you try to do everything, you're going to spread yourself thin. And so I think it's really important to really know what you're good at and just push it and be super passionate about it. Well, I think like it just shows you how just because you want one thing and you're turned down doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the world. You just have to just keep moving forward, and there's always going to be like something else at the end of the road for you if you keep moving forward and you keep striving for it.
Is having a schedule important for your videos?
Yes, it is. It's kind of like a fine artist. If I don't give myself a schedule, I'll never get anything done.
I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How can I be like you? I'm a makeup artist. I want people to notice my work.
Right.
What do you tell people?
It depends. It's really different because I don't really compare myself to regular makeup artists like Dick Page, Pat McGrath, or anything, because I'm not an editorial makeup artist. I'm just a teacher who teaches everyday girls how to apply makeup on. So it's really hard when makeup artists, they ask me, how can I get more popular? Because I'm like, well, if you want to take my route, then you can't really do what you're doing. Like, you have to either stick with editorials, stick with Hollywood, or stick with online makeup tutorials. It's so different. So my career is different than what they perceive, basically. But for me, I just tell them, you know, collaborate with the popular online makeup gurus and be innovative and be creative and just be yourself.
Where do you see this all going? What are your hopes and dreams with all of this?
I definitely want to expand more to Asia and just help spread the word more and help inspire more girls to look and feel more confident. And I just want to be more behind the scenes in the future.
Are we gonna see
rather than being more on camera.
Is there a recipe for success on YouTube?
Is there a what?
A recipe for success on YouTube.
I think right now we're creating that recipe. We're creating this blueprint. So maybe in the next 2 years, there might be like a book, like how to be successful for dummies on YouTube or something. But right now, I think we're everything is just being played by ear and see how it goes. But I think just be genuine, be innovative, and just be yourself.